Alright, all y'all tired gamers, dads especially. This is Post-Apocalypse Guns, or P.A.G for short. A fast-paced physics roguelike where you can become a human pinball of mass destruction by moving with your gun? So, the dev actually reached out and asked me to take a look at this updated demo. So, let's give it a fair shot and see if what's here so far might be worth your adult bandwidth, and possibly your support. Because when time's tight, and energy's even tighter, the real question isn't just, is it fun anymore? It's, how much does it demand from you? How does it feel all the way through? And what's it like when you have to step away when life happens? So, what exactly are you doing here? Keep in mind, this is currently a very early demo tied to an active Kickstarter campaign. So a lot of what we're looking at here is foundation and long-term potential. You start by choosing a loadout made of your primary weapon and an ultimate skill, with more options unlocking as you level up and progress. Runs are structured like a linear campaign where you fight through different zones, choosing between safer encounters and riskier fights, with better rewards before eventually facing the boss of each area. But this game has a few unique twists up its sleeves. The first being you cannot move traditionally here. Every shot creates recoil, and that recoil becomes your momentum, with different weapons fundamentally changing both how you fight and move. What initially feels awkward quickly transforms into a surprisingly satisfying and chaotic balancing act of movement, offense, and survival. Learning how to ricochet off walls, terrain, and obstacles quickly become integral. Another unique twist here is that every few encounters, the game forces you to swap parts of your loadout, sometimes with its own temporary buff. This constantly pushes you to adapt not just to new attacks, but new movement styles and tactical opportunities as well. Along the way, you'll constantly be shaping your build through attachments, relics, artifacts, and permanent progression systems that unlock bonuses between runs. When it all comes together, the music sometimes really helps sell the absolute chaos happening on screen. And naturally, the deeper you push into a run, the better the rewards start becoming. But of course, life tends to happen at the most inopportune times. So what can you do if you have to step away when life happens? You can pause at any point. However, there currently doesn't seem to be any suspend system implemented yet, so quitting out means abandoning your run for now. Thankfully, fights are extremely short with natural downtime between encounters if you need to step away briefly. I did talk with the developer Michi about the demo, and a lot of systems and features still aren't fully implemented yet. So this is definitely something we'll probably have to reevaluate later into development. But with what's here and what's planned, how much is this game ultimately going to ask from you? Right now, P.A.G is pretty quick. Most fights last under a minute, and the current demo can be completed in roughly 8 minutes. Unlocking all current meta progression took me around 3 to 4 hours. The developer is currently aiming for full runs to last around 20 to 30 minutes across several complete zones, which honestly feels like a pretty solid sweet spot for this style of game. Right now, combat already feels surprisingly rewarding once early build synergy and movement mastery start clicking together. But the deeper you progress, the more the game starts escalating both its mechanics and punishments. There is definitely a bit of a learning curve early on. The overall game difficulty seems to steadily scale the deeper you progress into a run. Still, once you become comfortable with the movement and build systems, the overall challenge currently leans more toward fair and easy rather than brutally punishing. The chaos starts becoming surprisingly controllable, letting you weaponize your momentum instead of constantly fighting against it. What starts as reactive survival quickly becomes a fast-paced balancing act of movement, positioning, adaptation, and control. And because of that, even when the game isn't brutally difficult, your attention still has to stay pretty engaged during combat. I'd currently rate the focus demand somewhere around moderate overall. During fights, enemies are constantly advancing while you're adjusting positioning, trajectory, recoil, and real-time tactics on the fly, your focus never really fully turns off during an actual stage. Fights themselves are fairly short, and the game naturally creates downtime between encounters since nothing progresses until you actively move forward into the next fight. That downtime also becomes your opportunity to plan around attachments, relics, upgrades, and whatever synergies best support your playstyle. And because every few stages forces you to swap part of your arsenal, you're constantly adapting instead of just locking yourself into one setup forever. But when you also have life happening around you, kids running around, family nearby, what's this actually like to have on in your living room? From what's currently here, the biggest factor is simply the depiction of guns and constant combat. That said, everything is heavily stylized, animated, and completely non-gory from what I experienced. For us, it's been perfectly fine in a shared living space, but because firearms are still the core visual identity of the game, this is ultimately going to come down to your own comfort level and household preferences. Normally, this is where I talk about replay value next, but since this is still a pretty early demo, I think it makes more sense to talk about the game's overall potential instead. Based on what's currently here, I can absolutely see this becoming a really fun and highly replayable roguelike over time, especially if the developer continues expanding on the roadmap they currently have planned through Kickstarter. Additional replayability ideas currently include side quests, special events, boss rushes, and bounty systems to name a few, all of which feel like they could fit the style of game pretty naturally if expanded well over time. One encouraging thing here, the demo was updated while I was writing this review. The changes that came with it noticeably improved the gameplay feel and made things more intuitive, which is honestly a really good sign to see this early into development. So, does this feel promising enough for your limited gaming time come full release? There are definitely some overtuned systems right now, but once everything starts clicking together, the core movement, build variety, and overall gameplay already feels surprisingly fun and promising this early into development. It's still too early to say whether P.A.G will fully deliver on all its long-term ambitions, but based on that and what's currently here, I'm genuinely excited to see where this project goes moving forward. Even in this early state, I can already see this becoming a really good fit for both shorter gaming windows and those dangerous one more run nights if the full release sticks the landing. So, if a chaotic human pinball roguelike sounds appealing to you, I'll have the Steam demo page and Kickstarter link down in the description below. Alright y'all, if this helped and you'd like to support the channel while seeing more reviews like this, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'm split and I'm splitting. See y'all next time.